Today I'm going to be reviewing Duc de Vervins L'Extreme by Fougere. Let's talk about it. Hey friends, John here from Proverbs 27:9 Fragrances, and today I'll be doing a review on Duc de Vervins L'Extreme by Fougere. So if you would, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, leave a comment on what you think about this fragrance, this house, this genre of Fougere fragrances, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you've got the notifications turned on. That way you're notified every time we upload this sweet smelling fragrance related content. All right, so this is a fragrance that I have been wanting to get for a little while now. Shout out to the Fragtastic Mr. Fox for recommending this fragrance on either a video or an Instagram post, or it may have just been some type of chat back here a while back. I may have been talking about Tom Ford Beau de Jour or something like that. And he said that he had, and I think he has the original, and was very high on it. It may have even been this one. But I've been thinking about it for a while and saw a bottle on eBay that was selling for a great, great low price, and so I snatched it up. And let me say to you, I am thrilled to have it. And also, I'm glad I got the L'Extreme version. I was really looking for the original, but the original, and a lot of the different folks who'd reviewed it or were talking about it on Fougere talked about how it smelled great, but didn't have good performance, didn't have good longevity. And that is not a problem with L'Extreme. This fragrance is super projecting, super good sillage. I mean, it'll fill up the room. Folks, you leave a great scent trail, and it is beast mode performance. So this fragrance here, if you like this genre, I think you're gonna really like it. Let me get this out of the way. The only thing I don't like about this fragrance is the tacky presentation. The bottle, I don't mind the color. I think gold and green looks great together, but this gold part is like a cheap plastic kind of, you know, they put the glass down, it kind of clips into it. It just doesn't feel good in the hand. It doesn't look as good in person as it does in the pictures. The cap, super cheap, thin plastic, and the atomizer is atrocious. It's very, it sprays out a decent blast, just kind of a puffy plume. It's nothing, you know, maybe average to below average, but it's just, it's very, you know, sticky and just not a very high quality atomizer. So, you know, Fougere being a niche perfume house and a very old one, I would love to see them put this fragrance in the Fougere Royale bottle. Now, speaking of them, they, you know, I thought if you're going to get a Fougere, get it from the people who invented the Fougere, because in 1882, my understanding is Fougere put out the very first Fougere fragrance, and it was called Fougere Royale. And basically a Fougere means fern-like in French, but there's no fern note. That would be, I guess, a fantasy note, but as far as I know, there's no firm note in perfumery. If it is, it's not really used in Fougeres. What a Fougere consists of is a citrus top, typically bergamot, a lot of lavender. It's really a lavender-based fragrance, so lavender in the mid, usually accompanied by some floral aspect like geranium or rose. A lot of times there will be some herbs in there as well. And then the base, loads of oak moss, and then something to sweeten it up, typically tonka or vanilla. This is the style of fragrance that you hear talk about barbershop scents. A lot of times it's that style where it smells a lot like shaving foam. You've got the great fragrances like Rive Gauche from Yves Saint Laurent and Drakkar Noir. And to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I hadn't bought this yet is because I thought, well, everybody says it smells like Drakkar Noir. And while Drakkar Noir is fine, and I'll wear it a couple times a year just for nostalgia reasons, I do like it. If you like this fragrance, I think you'll love this fragrance. But if you don't like this fragrance, but you are open to Fougeres, other Fougeres, to me it don't compare. Now, I mean, there are similarities in the way it smells, but this fragrance smells so much better than Drakkar Noir that to me it's mind-blowing. And especially at the price point, you can pick this up at discounters. The one that I compare it the most to is probably my favorite Fougere of all time, and that is Tom Ford's Beau de Jour. I love lavender. You guys, if you watch my channel, you know that. I can just wear straight lavender oil. You know, mix some lavender with, something like almond oil or, jojoba or something like that. Something that'll, cause it to not harm you. I can wear straight lavender. This is a lavender bomb. This is a lavender bomb. The way I like lavender, I don't like a powdery grandma type of lavender. I like a nice, spicy, herbal, lavender forward fragrance. And that's what you get with both of these. And until I got this one, I had never smelled anything that I thought even was close and compared to this. Zaharoff's Signature Pour Homme, I think is sort of in that same classification, but it's not really a Fougere. It's not got that soapiness to it. So I'm going to kind of put it out of the way. The only fragrance I'd ever smelt that I thought really compares to the quality and the beauty and the modern day wearability as well is this one. When I got it, I thought, oh my goodness, finally I have found an alternative that I can wear. So, I mean, you can see what I've done to my Beau de Jour juice bottle. This is my second bottle, and I go through it a lot. This one is scratching that itch perfectly. They smell similar, but different. The quality for this one is, to me, just a tad below Beau de Jour, but it is several notches above Drakkar Noir. Modern day, Le Male was supposed to be this neo Fougere, this modern day Fougere. Le Male and anything that's come out in the designer world has, lately is so far away from this. The closest thing I have in my collection to a modern, new, updated Fougere is from Creed, and that's Viking Cologne. I think this is a definite good modern Fougere. It doesn't have, really that old school feel to it. This one has a little touch of that old school feel. Again, I think it smells more modern than Drakkar Noir. There's a little bit of a hint of a strong mossiness to it. So if you don't like oak moss, you may not like this one. But it opens with a beautiful blast of bergamot and lemon. And I think there's an orange blossom note in there as well. It just has a really nice, bright opening that I don't get from Drakkar Noir and a lot of the other old school classic Fougeres. They're a little too soapy, too, green, whatever. This has a beautiful citrus top. Then you get loads of lavender, loads of spices. I think they just have spicy notes or something like that, spices listed as the the middle notes along with the lavender. I get like some either clove or nutmeg. There's something like that. I think there's definitely some like clary sage or some type of herbal component mixed in there as well. And then the base, again, what they have listed is simple. It's like lavender, oak moss, lavender, and amber, I believe is what they have listed in the base. And like I said, this fragrance does have a lot of oak moss, but the oak moss here, I love the way it's used. It is green. It is a little bit dank. There is a little bit of an old school flair there, but there's so much lavender and herbs and spices. And again, they don't list like geranium, I don't believe, or anything like that, but there's definitely some hints of some floral things going on in the mid. I think it's a fantastic fragrance. And again, if you like Beau de Jour and you're looking for something that's similar in that vein, I think you would really like La Extreme of Duc de Vervins. Again, I can't speak for the regular version of this. From what I've heard, a lot of folks say it's weak. This one is not weak. This is a beast mode fragrance with great projection, great sillage, great performance. Spray it on your skin, you're going to smell it 8-10 hours later. You spray it on your clothes, you'll smell it until you wash them. Okay, so it's that good. I've got the extreme dry down on my left hand. It's been dried down for a couple of hours, maybe 4 hours by this point. It doesn't again list it, but I think it was around the 1 hour mark, there was this kind of tobacco-ish type note that started coming through. You could really smell kind of this nutmeg, this kind of spicy, herbly thing coming in. For a little while, it kind of started reminding me of Guerlain Vetiver, and that's a great thing. I do love this fragrance as well. But again, it opens bright, beautiful spices, loads of kind of herbs and spices with that lavender. There's that green oak moss, nice amber and tonka or vanilla, something there in the bottom to kind of sweeten it up and round it out. It's my favorite type of lavender. Again, it's this really spicy, opulent, very rich, deep amber. It's not like a powdery grandma lavender, excuse me, not amber, but again, I can't say enough things about it. So glad I bought it. So glad I have it. I wish Hubert Gaunt would put it in a nicer bottle, nicer presentation. This fragrance deserves. Maybe put it in that Fougere Royale bottle that you've got a lot of the other fragrances in. This fragrance deserves a better presentation. And I hope it sticks around. I don't know that the La Extreme version is discontinued. I hope it's not. If it is, bring it back and put it in. Put it in a nicer bottle. Let it be your, in your signature line or something like that. But tell me what you think about Duc de Vervins La Extreme. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Again, like I said, like the video, leave a comment. And until we see you down the road, we say God bless. Frag on, frag.